Welcome to Stampin' Peace with Mary Nabe. I'm always happy to see so many of you on here. Does anybody know what day it is? Besides Monday, does anybody know what day it is today? Today is National Send a Card to a Friend Day. It really is a thing. I didn't make that up, but it is National Send a Card to a Friend Day. So let's do our part in spreading kindness to others around us, just because letting people know that we're here for them, we cherish their friendship, etc. So on both my business page and the VIP group, I did a post about today and sending cards. And I'm asking anybody who does this to post the number of cards they send today. And whether it be 1 or 101, whatever it is, post the number of cards you send today, and let's see how many we have by the end of the day. And it's just a fun way to remind ourselves that we can do small things with great love, but together we can accomplish something great, like making the world a happier place. So I hope you'll join me in that and sending cards to your friends. I also want to let you know, before we get in today's project, that I have 2 classes to go that you can sign up for right now, or you can purchase right now. The first one is the Daffodil Daydreams class to go. And in that, you're going to make 4 different cards, 2 each of 4 different designs. And one of those is a fun fold card. And registration for that is open through Friday of this week. And then yesterday, I announced by email another class to go. And this one features the Honeybee Home. Let me see if I can get out here. The Honeybee Home bundle. I just had a class open. What was it called? Blessings of Home. And Honeybee Home is part of the same Heart and Home collection in our mini catalog. But I love this stamp set, this bundle, just as much as I do the Blessings of Home. So I decided to do a class with this as well. And in this class, you're going to make, just like the Blessings of Home class, 6 different cards. They are all different than the ones in that previous class with Blessings of Home because they use a different bundle. We will be using some of the same designer series paper, but I've also added the Heart and Home doilies and the Hive 3D embossing folder. So registration for this class, the Honeybee Home class, is open through February 15th. So you can get information on both of those classes to go today on my blog, stampinpeace.com. The information is always also going out through email newsletters. If you're not part of my email list and you would like to receive those newsletters with updates and information, just message me and we'll get you signed up. Today, I'm going to focus on 2 cards, and we're using some brand new product that I want to introduce to you. So I'm going to flip my camera around now to focus on my craft space. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to ask you to share this live video and invite others to join us. One of the new products, I believe I did show in a Facebook Live not too long ago with the Catching Butterflies celebration stamp set. But this is our new collection of Natural Tones Stampin' Blends. I think when I first introduced them a few weeks ago, I was calling them Skin Tones. They're actually called Natural Tones Stampin' Blends. And I love that they named them that because, number one, they're not just for skin tones. They're great for coloring various skin tones, but you can also use them for basically anything in nature. Think of sand or the dirt in a flower pot. Trying to think what else I've seen. Oh, one of my team members, Laura Newman, has the stamp set. I don't have it, so I don't remember the name. The stamp set with the bear. It looks like a grizzly bear kind of crawling through the grass. And she used these to color that. So the natural tones, you know, trees, branches, birds, even clothing. We have some great stamp sets that would lend themselves to the natural tones coloring as well. You know, like I love this. I've already used this one to color a dress. Also great for masculine cards. All right, sometimes we want things a little more neutral, a little more subdued. These will do it. And they are sold in pairs, and these are numbered. They're not named, they're numbered, but they're sold in pairs. So there's 5 pairs, $9 each, or you can buy the complete set for $45. These will be in our new annual catalog, but Stampin' Up! Is letting us all, including customers, purchase them right now, so we can get started using those. I think they know how long we've been waiting for something like that. So I'm happy that they're offering it to everybody else. Also part of that, or I should say to coordinate with that, we also have an all-together product suite. The product suite is available now through the beginning of May or while supplies last. So these next 3 products I'm going to show you may or may not be around on April 29th. So if you love them, please order them right away so you weren't disappointed if they get sold out quickly. But the first is the Here Together stamp set, and it does have a coordinating set of dies, Here For You dies. 3 of the dies will cut out these 3 images. The other 2 dies are words. One says You Matter, and the other one says Here For You. Definitely good sentiments for expressing to people that they are important to us, that they make a difference in our lives, and even promoting positive mental health. So I really like the set for that. And of course, you can see we have several other sentiments here. The stamp set is $22 and the dies are $32, but you can buy them separately at those prices, or you can purchase them as a bundle and you get 10% off. So you'll be saving, I don't know, what, $5, $6, because the bundle sells for $48. So it's a great deal that way. And then we also have the All Together Designer Series paper. Let me show you. Do I have them all? I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, I am. I am, because I was coloring. So this is what I was doing. I pulled off the top and I started coloring the different hands just to have a reference to what the different color Stampin' blends look like on paper. But here is all of the Designer Series paper. There are just a few, I believe 3, that have that all together hand theme going on. And then we have some with hearts, and then just geometric patterns and shapes to work with. And you know how I love working with black and white and a punch of color. That's what we're going to do today. And again, this paper, 6x6, has 48 sheets. It is $11.50, and this is available only while supplies last. So don't wait too long to order. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to make a card, and after we make this card together, then I'm going to show you what my inspiration for the card was. And I think you'll be kind of pleasantly surprised when you see it. So I'm starting with a card base that measures 5.5 by 8.5 inches. I've scored it 4 1/4. And then I've selected some designer series paper from the All Together pack that I just showed you. I cut this 2 inches by 5.5. Okay, 2 inches by 5.5. And I wanted one that was a darker print and one that was a lighter print. So that's why I chose these. I think it works. You'll see with the finished card, I think, oops, did I cut that wrong? I did cut that wrong. Hold on. That was supposed to be 5.5 inches. And you know what? I'm just going to pull this one because that's what came out first. So it should be 2 by 5.5. 2 inches by 5.5. And then my black cardstock should be 2 1/4 inches by 5.5. So I'm just giving a little border on both the left and right sides of this designer series paper. Now the products I'm showing you today, because they're the Stampin' Blends is a pre-release and the other is a limited time collection, you won't find these in any catalog, but you can find them on my online store, marinade.stampinup.net. So if you want to take a closer look, that's where you would find them. Oh, and speaking of the online store, I was going to give an update in Friday's Facebook Live, which didn't happen, about how close I am to my $400,000 career sales. I did get some orders this weekend, so that update would have changed quickly anyways. And I'm not going to give you an update today because I literally am this close to hitting that milestone achievement. Honest to God, I do believe it's going to happen today, and I do believe that the next person who orders, that order will be the one that puts me over, and that person will win or receive, in gratitude, a $50 Stampin' Up! Gift certificate from me. But literally, I am that close. So somebody asked me earlier today, sent me a message, and I said, well, that's where I am as of last night and this morning. But it is exciting, and I do appreciate all of you who have supported me on this journey in any way. Whether you're a viewer, customer, team member, you all count, you all matter. And I appreciate you all. So this is what I have so far. Now I'm going to, I decided that I was going to use this set to make a couple of Valentines. So where did I do? Okay, here it is. So I've already pre-stamped this. I stamped a scallop heart from this punch, and I'm going to stamp or punch a red solid heart, plain heart. But I waited because I wanted to show you this tip. You know, with punches, we can easily waste a lot of paper. Here's a tip. When you're punching lots of hearts, flip the paper back and forth with each punch, because then you can get in real close to the previous one. Okay, obviously this isn't big enough, but you can see by flipping that over, I can get in real close. So that's your tip for the day, we'll say. And those heart punches are in the annual catalog. And they get used lots at Valentine's in February because of Valentine's Day. But I also use them for anniversary cards. I use them for weddings. Sometimes just to say, I love you, I miss you, maybe send to one of my girls, something like that. So I'm just going to lay this here for right now. And now I'm going to color in my image. And I think I'm going to use, I'm just going to use this one. What is this? This is number 800. They go from 100 to 1,000. In increments of 100. And the darkest starts at 100, the lightest is 1,000. Some are more pinky, some are more, I don't know if I wouldn't say orange, but in the brown tones. See, this looks a little more orangey. Or tan, maybe I should say tan, than the lightest shade. You can even combine shades, if you will. So that was number 800, and this is number 700. Let's just see what happens when we add a little more color to it. And now, oops, do you see the little thumbnails? I'm gonna make it, pretend those are my hands. It's obviously not, because that is much tanner than my skin. But I'm gonna give some pretty red nails. And then I'm ready to die cut this. I feel like this is going to move on me, so I'm going to grab a little washi tape to hold that die in place on the cardstock. When you're using washi tape like this, try to have your washi tape on the die and the outside of the die, not right on the stamped area. You want to have it on the negative space, just to be sure that when you pull the tape off, it doesn't damage your stamped image, or if you're cutting DSP, anything like that. And that worked out really well. That to the side and that to the side. And now I'm going to finish putting my card together. And I have designed this in such a way that the heart that's formed with the two hands, the red actually shows through there. And this I'll pop up with some mini dimensionals. So here's a way you can see that this stamp set was probably intended for cards of hope, encouragement, support, love, things like that. But I've used it to make a fun Valentine card. And I can pull, if I choose to, pull one of my stamp sets from the, what's it called? Sweet Conversations, Sweet Talk bundle stamp set, if I want to stamp happy birthday. I'm just gonna add some of these red rhinestones. I think I'll put one to put it? How about right here? What do you think? Okay, so when you purchase this bundle, now you know that there's another way to use it. This would even make a cute anniversary card. This would make a cute card to send to somebody away at college, or a family member or friend that you don't see often. All right, now we're going to, oh, I wanted to show you what my inspiration was. So this, let me bring it down. This was my inspiration. My friend Donna made this card, 5x7, and I just like the layout, and I love working with black and white and punches of color. So I decided that I was going to case this card. And I didn't measure anything because you can see I just made a very different size card. So the measurements wouldn't necessarily help me unless I wanted to figure out percentages and all that. But what I did notice was these two pieces are the same width. So that's the only thing I took into account as far as measurements. But you can see I have a rounded area, kind of makes the focal point, and then I have something stamped. So here's a good example of casing. And now let's make one more card. We're going to do a very similar layout to this, but we're going to turn it into a fun fold card. So let me put this over here for now. And I'm going to start this time, instead of red, I'm using Just Jade as my punch of color. And I'm starting with a piece of Just Jade that measures 5.5 and by 4 1/4. So you know what that means, right? It's the same size as a finished A2 card. So 5 1/4, no, 5.5 by 4 1/4, 5.5 by 4 1/4. And it's a single sheet. There's no fold, no score line. Then again, I have a 2-inch strip, 2 inches by 5.5 of designer series paper. Ooh, maybe I'll flip it over to this side. I was going to use this, but let's try that one. I like that our DSP is printed with different designs on each side. Kind of gives us double the possibilities for creating. And I'm going to adhere this to my Just Jade. So it's still taking on the same look of the first layout I did. Now here's where the difference comes in. I did cut designer series paper that measures 2 inches by 3 1/4, just like I did on the first card. And then the black border for that measures 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. And this is where the fun fold part comes in. Instead of cutting the black cardstock 2 1/4 by 3 1/2 inches, I cut it 2 1/4 by 7 inches, and I scored at 3 1/2. So now I've got this little, I'm going to call it the mini card. All right, so now I've got this little mini card. I'm going to add the second DSP to that little mini card front. And do you see why on these two cards, do you see why I said chose a pattern or a sheet that is darker and then another that's lighter? It's so that they both stand out. I've cut a piece of white cardstock that measures the same size as that DSP, 2 inches by 3 1/4. And then I'm going to adhere this to the card front. See how I have basically the same layout? Excuse me. And then I'm going to stamp first to make sure it fits the punch I think it's wanted to. I want to stamp this one that says, "Every act of kindness changes the world." So I'm going to stamp that actually on white. Where's my, I had some white scraps here. They got buried. There we go. So I'm going to stamp this on white cardstock. Every act of kindness changes the world. Isn't that true? And that's why we're all sending cards to friends today, right? For National Send a Card to a Friend Day. I'm going to punch this out with the plain heart. And then I'm going to punch a scallop heart from the Just Jade cardstock. I'm going to layer these. I love how that one just nests right inside the other. And then I'll add it to my card front with a few dimensionals. And I know a lot of times people don't like to write a lot. Maybe they don't know what to say or whatever. This is perfect. Every act of kindness changes the world. Thanks for helping me out. Love, Mary. Whatever. And if for those of you that want to write more, you can flip it over. I would put a piece of white cardstock on the back, 5 1/4 by 4 inches, like we typically put on the inside of a colored card base. All right, so what do you think? What do you think? So I love that, number one, I could take Donna's layout, case it to have something similar, but on a card size that I work with. And then I was able to case my own card, and by making one little change to this piece of cardstock, I was able to turn this into a fun fold card. Mary Lou Rolfus, you're in Costa Rica. Oh my, you must be enjoying some nice warm weather. Probably on a girlfriend's vacation, I have a feeling. I have to say that's probably the farthest anybody has watched me from. All right, I'm gonna go back. What kind of shelving are your brown shelves? Heidi, I use, here, let me flip this around and you can see it better. I have the dark brown, that espresso color is IKEA Kallax shelving, Kallax, Kallax shelving. Personally, and I just looked up how do I paint the Kallax shelving because it's a laminate. I don't even know why I'm thinking that, because I have a bridal shower to put on at the end of March, and we've got a wedding in June, and Emily's graduation in April, end of April. So I don't know. If I were purchasing new, I personally would have bought the white. But the reason I have the dark brown is before I moved here, we had a couple of pieces, a large, I guess it was a 4x4, a large 4x4 cube shelving plus desktop that was in Emily's room. And rather than get rid of that and start new, I just added the other pieces to it. And then the inserts I have in just the natural unstained, unpainted wood, those are from Stampin' Storage. Pricey, but I love them and they will last forever. And yes, I've been very happy with the Kallax cube shelving. I've got different pieces. I've got 2 4x4s. I've got 2 2x4 cubes, and I've got a couple of the 2x2. So they come in different sizes, and you can mix and match and kind of change things around if you have some of the different sizes, which I've been known to do a few times. But yes, I do love them. So thank you for asking. Let me scroll a little more. Stella, you sent out cards today, 12. Joan sent 4. Yay! I want to see if I'm missing any other questions. Oh, the weather here, sunny, but still cold. Actually, it's been sunny since Saturday. I mean, 3 sunny days in a row in Ohio in winter. I'll take it. I'll take it. The sun always just gives you a lift. Katie Whitmire says she has the white shelves and also the Stampin' storage inserts. Yes, they're just really handy. Both are very sturdy. So it's a bit of an investment, but it's also a long-term investment. Okay. Any other questions? All right, so don't forget to mail your cards today to friends. If you want to sign up for my Daffodil Daydream class to go and or the Honeybee Home class to go, information is on my blog today, stampinpeace.com. It's also been sent out in email newsletters. What else? Am I missing something else? The products I use today, the Stampin' Blends, Natural Tone Stampin' Blends, are available to customers right now, and you can find that on my website. They are not in any catalog, but they are on my website, marynave.stampinup.net. Or you can go to my blog, stampinpeace.com, and click Shop Now, if that's easier. And they will be put into the new annual catalog. The other products I showed you today, the Here Together stamp set and the Here For You dies, those coordinating things. This is a limited time only. Limited time only. So if you're interested, please don't wait. Get them while they're still available. And then, of course, the Designer Series paper to coordinate with those, but also, you know, I'd say 3 sheets are kind of a direct coordination of that bundle. The others are just black and white prints, all different shapes, designs. So the pack alone is so worth it. If you like working with black and white, this is your pack of DSP. You will love it. All right, and the DSP as well is only available while supplies last, okay? And DSP usually does sell pretty quickly. And once again, I am, without giving numbers, I am this close to achieving me since early January when I first posted that I was $3,000 away from this achievement. All those names will go into a hat, and I'll pull another winner of a Stampin' Up! Gift certificate. Okay, who would like to win a card from today? I will give both of these cards away. If you would like to, just how about if we use the words all together for that, that fun new collection of products. Type in the comments all together. Everybody who does that, I will put your name into the drawing to win one of these cards. Thanks for joining me on this Monday. I wish you a great day, whatever you are doing and wherever you are. And I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Until then, happy stamping, and don't forget to send your cards. Bye-bye.